Good morning. Got Macy with me here on day 12. We are going to have fun today. We're going to do one of my favourite things. So we'll do 3 rounds of breathing with those extended holds. And then we're going to do a beautiful vinyasa twist and flow. As you've probably worked out by now, yoga twists are some of my favourite things. And that is not because of the effect they have on the external body. It's because of the effect they have on your internal organs, your cardiovascular system. They wring out toxins. It's quite beautiful and it really exercises the smooth muscle. So we're going to do lots of twists in a conventional vinyasa, but we're also going to include some Kundalini liver detox exercises just to really flush out any more junk. So, obviously, if you like the video, like it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and I'll see you at the end. So here we are, day 12, and we will begin our breathing. So let's lie down along the mat. So we're doing those longer breath holds. It's going to be easier to lie down and start round 1. 30 big in-breaths, in and out. Belly, chest, head, let it go. 100% in, down into the belly. And then let the breath out passively, or about 70%. The main thing is that we get that 100% capacity breath in. So we really start to hyper-oxygenate the blood. So keep going. Any sensations that you start to feel, try and intensify them. Imagine you are sending the oxygen to that very area and making the sensations increase. It's all good and it's all to be expected. So just enjoy it, really enjoy it. Remember, you can do this practice standing up or lying down. You can breathe in through your mouth or your nose, it doesn't matter. Just remember never to do it standing up or near water, or obviously driving or operating machinery, because there is a slight risk of passing out, especially if you've done the longer breath holds. Okay, we've got 8 more breaths together. So as ever, let's make these last few really big. Keep going. 5 more. Huge breaths in now. Into the belly, the chest, the head. Circular breath, so there's no gap. There's no gap between the breath in and the breath out. Okay, so this is our last one. In. And then let the air out. And we're just going to hold it for 1.5 minutes. This first breath hold. 90 seconds. I will cue you up when we've done a minute, and then if you'd like to hold your breath for longer, I will cue you up at 10 seconds and you can pause the video and rejoin me when you're ready. So just really now scan the body, feel into the sensations, look behind the eyes. Feel the heartbeat. Release tension. We all hold so much tension. And even doing the big belly breaths can create tension in the body, because we're really forcing them, especially when you first start. Forcing the air in can cause a little bit of tension. If you're still holding your breath, doing really well. We've done a minute there together. And just imagine you're made of lead and you're sinking into that mat. Or you can do the practice on your bed if you want to, or sitting in a chair or lying on the sofa. Do it where you feel most comfortable. We've got 10 seconds left together. If you want to pause the video, do it now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Huge breath in and force it upwards. Push this air up through the root lock, the stomach lock, the throat lock, and up into the head. Really, really pushing that oxygen right into the third eye, the pineal gland. Decalcifying and detoxifying. Okay, let go. Well done. Let's move on to round 2. We're going to do 35 big belly breaths. In and out. In and out. We're going to be doing a breath hold of 1 minute 45 this time. So let's keep going and just really enjoy it. And remember just to really lean into those sensations that you're experiencing. Lightheadedness, tingling, pins and needles. lights behind the eyes. It's all good. It's just the effect of the body becoming hyperoxygenated and more alkaline. This is just a side note, but if you haven't yet read Wim's book that he's brought out last year, I would highly recommend reading it, because he explains in such amazing detail the effects that this practice, combined with the showers, has on the deepest parts of your mind. 10 more breaths together. So the middle part of our brain only gets sort of 25% of the oxygen of blood flow that it could potentially get. And this practice increases that blood flow 3 or 4-fold. Right, last breath in and let it all out. And we're going to do a breath out hold for 1 minute 45 seconds. I'll cue you up at 30 seconds to go and 10 seconds to go. If you need to take a breath before, just do so. And then take your recovery breath and then rejoin the breathing. So Wim's book explains exactly how this process gets into the deepest sections of the brain, and how it benefits them, and how it benefits the cardiovascular system, the endocrine system, the lymphatic system, and the central nervous system. It's such it's such an amazing gift to humanity. So if you haven't started practicing it regularly yet, I just can't say enough good things about it. And definitely get onto that book. It's so good. Okay, I hope you're still with me. If you're not, it's fine. Just get back into the breathing. Find your rhythm. And we are coming up to a 30-second time to go. So if you need to pause the video, you're doing really well. After 1 minute 15. You're doing so well. If you want to pause the video now, we've got 10 seconds to go. If you want to take a longer breath hold, that's absolutely brilliant. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your recovery breath in. Fully force that air from the root lock in the perineum right up into the head. Even push up the muscles around the ears and the jaw, push those upwards. Really force that air upwards. Hold it and release. Amazing. Okay, let's get on to round 3. Belly, chest, head. Let it go. In and out. 35 breaths. Huge belly breath in, passive breath out. In and out. In and out. This is going to be a 2-minute breath hold. If you are struggling with these slightly longer breath holds, you could try just keeping a sip of air in. And as you feel the urge to breathe, that's the carbon dioxide building up, so you can let out some of that air, and that will release the pressure and the tension of the carbon dioxide switch and make it more comfortable for you to hold your breath for longer. So as I always say, just please make this about you, make this work for you. And you know, you've shown up, you've done so well to be here today, and make this practice your practice. So a sip of air in, or the whole breath in, 10 more together, or all breath out. You do it your way and it's all good. So just work with it and work with yourself with it. 5 more breaths together. 4, 3, 2, this is our last one in. Big one in. Let it all go. And let's just close down the eyes. This is a 2-minute breath hold, so we've got time to really indulge the sensations in the body here. Sink into that mat. like honey pouring through the gaps in the floorboard. Just imagine you're seeping like liquid through the floor. You're so relaxed, so comfortable, enjoying the sensations and the lights, feeling calm, nowhere else to be. Just taking time to really see what's going on inside you. Get in touch with all those areas of tension which we can let go of now. Let them all go. Anything that's not serving you, repetitive thought patterns, any monkey chatter, just let it go. Just be here now and feel into the body. Feel into the sensations. We've got 30 seconds left to go. You're doing so well. So well. Let's just keep going. If you do need to you feel like you need to breathe and you have a few seconds to go, tense your muscles from the feet upwards and it will just help you hold it for a few more seconds. 10 to go. If you're still with me, that's ace. Really nearly there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in. Last recovery breath, so really push this one up into the brain. Force that cerebral fluid up the spine, decalcifying the pineal gland. Clearing away any mental fog and giving us complete clarity and blood flow to the brain. And release. Excellent. We've finished the breathing section of our practice and we will move on to our yoga and we're going to twist. So let's start by just taking the feet to the width of the mat and windshield your legs from one side to the other. Keep your shoulders on the floor because we're getting straight into those abs and a twist. So just windshield wipe the legs from side to side and make sure those elbows and the shoulders stay glued to the mat. Take hold of the knees, give them a good squeeze, breathing in gently through the nose, coming back to a steady breath. Okay, roll up to sitting. Meet me at the front of the mat and we will begin our yoga practice. Okay, we'll just warm up first. So roll the shoulders backwards, all the way up to the ears. So breathe in as they come up and breathe out as you drop them down. Change direction to roll them forwards, all the way up to the ears. Really get the full motion. And then we're going to take the thumbs to the back of the shoulders and the fingers to the front. Breathe in to the left and out to the right and take the head with you. So it's a rapid breath, breathing into the left, out to the right. Really warming up and getting some space and movement in the spine here. This works the whole spine. It's a beautiful movement. And as the twists are going to be mainly core based, it's good to warm up this area. This is one of my favourite Kundalini warm-ups. Breathe in, hold the breath in, force it upwards like a recovery breath, and release. Well done. Okay, we're going to do Sufi grinds now. We've done these before. Remember, it's like stirring a pot with your body. So breathe in as you come forwards and breathe out as you go back. Rotating the body as though you're stirring a pot with your ribs. Keep going. Really take this at your own pace and just enjoy the motion. Other way. Breathe in at the front, out at the back. Really try it and get the full range of motion. So leaning back and then leaning forward as you come forward. Arching and concaving the back. Really enjoy the motion. Okay, come to stillness. Raise the hands up, breathe in. And we'll take the right hand to the left knee and look over that shoulder with a twist. Breathe in as you lengthen and breathe out as you twist. Really, we're straight away getting into these twists. Breathe into centre, left hand to right knee, look over the right shoulder Same again, breathe in as you lengthen, breathe out as you twist. Breathe in to centre, arms raised. And then I'd like you to come to all fours. And we'll just warm up the spine and the stomach. We'll start with a thread the needle. So thread the right arm beneath the left and take the left leg out. So the left leg is out, the left arm is out, and we're on the right cheek and the right shoulder. Just warming up the core and the spine with this very gentle twist and compression and a stretch. There's a lot going on with this actually, so just enjoy. Okay, raise that right arm back up to the sky again, and then back to the mat, and we'll take that the other side. So left arm raises, and we thread it beneath the right, come onto the left cheek, the left shoulder, take the right arm long along the mat, take the right leg back. I actually forgot to do this until the last minute. It does go eventually, but you don't need to, so take that right leg out, get a stretch into the calf. There we go. Nobody's perfect. Okay, and then we're going to bring that leg back in, bring the arm in, raise that left arm back up to the sky, and then come back to all fours, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the toes. And then I just turn the toes under and just raise the knees a few inches off the mat, keeping the back completely straight. And then flip over those toes into a downward dog. Let's find movement in this downward dog. Bend one knee, then the other. Don't collapse into those shoulders, pushing up through the hands, and keep the heels just slightly turned out and the feet hips width apart. Okay, take the feet half a step in, bring the right hand to the centre of the mat, and take your right leg with your left hand and look under your right shoulder. Taking a beautiful twist in this downward dog, an inverted twist, really getting into that spine now. Change hands. So the right hand comes to the left leg, looking under the left shoulder. This is one of my favourite twists too. Inverted twists really get into the core of the heart of the matter. Come back to your dog. Raise up on those toes and fold forward to a plank. Bring the knees to the mat. And we'll take the left leg out, the right arm out to balance pose. And then take hold of your left leg with your right arm and just raise it up. So we're getting a twist across the body and a stretch and a shoulder opener and a hip opener. That you will find we're working so much of your body with this process. Come back to balance pose. And then bring your hand and foot back to the mat, and we'll take it the other side. So the right leg lifts, left arm lifts. Balance pose. And then I'd like you to take hold of your right leg with your left hand and raise everything up. So we're getting a twist across the body, shoulder opener and a hip opener. And strength building. Pull up through the core as well and knit in those ribs. Okay, take it back to balance pose. And then come back to all fours. We'll go back into our downward dog. Like a nice long downward dog, working the legs towards straight and the heels towards the mat. If they're not there yet, it doesn't matter. And then step up to the front of the mat and we'll take a forward fold. If you need to bend your knees, bend them as much as you need to. Try and get that tummy towards the thighs. Bend one knee, then the other. Just find some movement, stretch out those hams. And we'll take a twist. So right hand comes to the mat, left hand comes to the mat, right arm lifts. Look up to that right hand. Change hands, right hand comes to the mat, left arm lifts, look up to the left hand. If you can't balance looking upwards, then just look straight ahead, that's absolutely fine too. We're just getting twists in all these different positions, really, really working the body. Okay, vertebra by vertebra, come up to standing, head and shoulders last things to come up. And we'll do a flow, so breathe in, raise the hands high, breathe out, swan dive to a forward fold. Bend those knees if you need to. Halfway lift. Remember you can bring the hands to your legs in halfway lift, don't have to come to the floor. Plank. And then take the left knee to the right hand and then swap. So left knee right, right knee left. If that makes sense. So we're touching our elbows with opposite legs. Okay, come back to your plank. And then lower all the way to the floor, the chaturanga. And we're going to take opposite hand with opposite legs, half bow, and bring the other hand to Gyan Mudra at the base of the spine. So we're lifting the head and the shoulders and the leg off the mat, getting a twist across the body. Okay, bring that back down to the mat. Bring Gyan Mudra on the other hand and lift up the right leg with the left. Take the head with you if your neck is comfortable. Half bow across the body this way. Bring everything back down to the mat. And we will take a full bow just because it's so good for us. Okay, take hold of both legs, raise everything off the mat. Keep breathing in this bow pose. Such a beautiful posture, and it works every muscle group in the body. Okay, come back to a child's pose, wide-legged with the knees apart and arms stretched out front, and really enjoy this compression after that strong back bend. Okay, come to meet me back in a downward dog. Just take some movement just to work out those legs after those stretches. Okay, find stillness in your dog. And step through to the front of the mat. Breathe out with a forward fold. And breathe in, raise the arms up high. And breathe out, hands to heart center. Breathe in, chair pose. Breathe out, come to standing. Breathe in, chair, and bring the hands to heart center. I'm going to take the left elbow to the right knee, right elbow to the left knee. Just alternate now. Right elbow, left elbow, right knee, right elbow, left knee. And we'll bring the left elbow to the right knee and just find some stillness. Look into the back of the room. Keep the knees in line and the weight in the heels. And then look down at the floor for balance and take the left leg back into a twisted high lunge. Keep that back heel off the mat. Open the arms to fly. And if it's in your practice, you can take either keep the hands together, open your arms to fly, or take the bind. Don't try the bind if you haven't. You can pause the video if you want to try the bind, because I don't want you to rush it. Okay, then spin those arms open, come up to a warrior two. And we're going to do a new asana here. So reverse your warrior, take that stretch down the right hand side of the body, and then we're going to step on to the right foot. Bring the right hand to the mat, open the hip, and we're going to take half moon pose. So the left hand raises up to the ceiling with the shoulders are open in a long line and the hip is open. Now we're going to reverse that. So bring the left hand to the mat, take the right hand high and close those hips. The hips are in line again now. And then step back with that left leg and come up in this twisted high lunge again, back to where we started. If you need to pause the video here to do this, do that. Spin those arms up, high lunge, bring the hands down to the mat, step back to your plank, chaturanga, upward dog, and downward dog. We're going to do that again on the other side, so you have another chance to try it, but I would recommend watching the video through first, then trying it, and pausing the video and trying it again. Okay, jump to the front of the mat, fold forwards, and raise the hands up above the head, breathe in, and bring the hands to heart center. Breathe in, raise the hands above the head, bring them to heart center. And this time we're going to take the right elbow to the left knee. And just find stillness. Keep those knees in line. Look down to the floor for balance and step the right foot back to a twisted high lunge. Either keep the hands at heart center for balance, bring the right hand down to the mat, or take the bind. Open those hands up again. And then bring them to heart center, spin the hands round, and we're going to come into warrior two with the left leg forwards. Bend down into that knee, knit the ribs together, pull up through the abdomen, look over those left fingers. Proud warrior. Okay, reverse your warrior, and then we're going to step onto that left foot, bring the left hand to the floor, and this time raise the right hand, so we're opening up through the shoulders and up through the hips. Everything is open. Either look straight ahead or up towards the hand. Then bring the right hand to the mat, close down the hip. We're going to reverse this half moon, twisted half moon. And then carefully step that right leg back and come up into the twisted high lunge that we started with. Again, watch this through first and then try it. It is a new one, but you will get used to it. And we've got to try new things. It's good for us. Step back into your chaturanga. Breathe out. Breathe in. Upward dog. And breathe out. Downward dog. Okay, hop forward to the front of the mat. Fold forward. Breathe out. Chair, and hands to heart center. I have to adjust my mat regularly, otherwise I hit my face on things. Right, we're going to come into some of our Kundalini liver cleansers now, as promised. It's an odd one. I want you to take your tongue into a tube shape. If you can't do that, then just breathe through your tongue like a raspy thingy. And we're going to do breath of fire through the tube in the tongue tube shape, but then we're also going to fold forward, a wide-legged forward fold, take the hands as far back as they will go, and then breath of fire through the tube tongue. Trust me, this is an amazing liver detox. It looks a bit odd. So it's a wide-legged forward fold, doing breath of fire through a tube shaped tongue, so in and out through the mouth. This pace. Breathe in, bring the hands to come to a flat back, and we'll take a twist. So bring the left hand to the mat and raise the right hand high, twisting into the spine. Gaze up to that right hand, and then take the right hand to the mat and gaze up to the left hand, taking a twist in the spine with that beautiful wide-legged forward fold. Okay, then raise up, 5-pointed star, and then we're going to do another one of our Kundalini liver cleansers. And it's very similar to Sufi grind. We're literally going to rotate from the waist round. So breathe in as you come forward, breathe out as you come back, rotating on the waist. And trust me, this is a really good detoxification. Take some water after this. It's very, very strong detoxing effect on the liver and the kidneys. And let's go the other way. So breathe in as you come forward and out as you go to the back. I hope you're enjoying these little bits of Kundalini. I'm squeezing into some of the more classical vinyasa, just to mix it up a little bit and get a taster of different types of yoga. Okay, breathe in, raise those hands high, 5-pointed star, and then come down to the mat. Bring the feet out in front of you. And we're going to take a wide-legged. So if you can take hold of your toes, we're going to lift them off the mat and take a wide-legged balance. If you can't, you can hold behind the knees or your ankles, or you could take a strap. But ideally, if you can take hold of your big toes, we're balancing on the sitting bones. So it's a wide-legged balance, and the balance is literally, so we're using our core to hold us in this position, as well as increasing flexibility. And now we're going to take that into heron pose. So bring the right foot into the thigh, take the left foot in the hands and raise it off the mat. This is heron pose. This is a new one. And now we're going to take a twist in heron pose. So take the left foot or the ankle with the right arm and twist the left arm backwards. So we're twisting across the body, opposite arm, opposite leg. Come back to centre. And then we're going to take heron pose on the other. So raise that right leg, or you can hold behind the knee or the ankle, wherever you can get to. Ideally, hold on to the foot. If you can't hold, that's fine. And then left hand takes hold of the foot, the outside of the foot, and the right arm comes back. We're gazing over those right shoulders, getting a twist and a balance across the body. This is a beautifully strong pose. You're doing so well. Okay, now come to boat pose and take arrow mudra. So pointing those first fingers, and take the hands from either side, side to side. Do this at your own pace. Breathe in the centre and out to the sides. Really getting into that lateral side of the body and working the obliques. Keep going. Balancing on the sitting bones, pulling up through the core. Really, really burning out those abs. Take this obviously at your own pace. Okay, we're going to do some seated twists. So take the right left leg over the right knee. You can either hold on to the leg, or you can take the right elbow to the outside of the left knee and gaze over that left shoulder. We've done this lots of times, so just take it to where you can. If you're ready to get the elbow to the outside of the knee, that's fine. And if not, holding onto the knee works just as well. Okay, now we're coming into cow face pose. So stack those knees on top of each other, sitting onto your sitting bones. Take the right arm high and take the bind. So take hold of your left hand with the right over the back. So you can either use a strap to do this. And if it's inaccessible, you can put your hands in prayer pose behind the back. So we're getting a shoulder opener. Sit up tall through the torso here. And let's take those on the other side. So this time the right leg comes over the left knee, and either hold on to that right knee or take the left elbow to the outside of the right knee and look over the right shoulder. Again, a beautiful, this is Half Lord of the Fishes. I don't know if I said the name before. We have done it. Let me know how you're getting on if you're moving onto the elbow on the outside. Now we'll take cow face pose on this. If your knee is up in the air, by the way, it's absolutely fine. If your knees aren't stacking yet, it takes a while to do that. It took me ages. And then we're taking that left arm up and taking the bind with the right hand underneath, using a strap or keeping them at prayer position. So we're opening the shoulders too. Cow face pose is a very, very, very good glute and hip stretch, and is very good if you play football or you have tight glutes which hurt your hips and your back. So if you can possibly do it and hold it for longer, it's a very, very good stretch. Okay, bring those knees into the chest. Counteract that pose, very strong. Arms out to T or goal post and rock those legs over to the left. Look over the right shoulder. My favourite passive twist, you all know by now. You also know this means it's coming to the end of the practice, and you've all done so well if you're still with me. Take the legs over to the right, look over the left shoulder, or close down the eyes and just enjoy this passive twist along the body. Come back to centre. Bring the knees into the chest and the nose to the knees. Have a last squeeze. And then take the legs long along the mat, open out the hands, let the feet flop open, let the shoulders fall into the mat. Let go of any tension now you're holding in the body. This is your time to rest, relax, really feel the work across the abdominal area. We've worked our core so hard today. Okay, take the feet to the width of the mat, arms to T or goalpost, and let's finish how we started. Just windshield those knees from side to side, just to cool down that core. Okay, rock to sitting, meet me at the front of the mat, cross the legs, bring the hands to heart center. And I'd just like to say, may the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the divine light within you guide your way on, from my heart to yours. Namaste. Satnam. Waheguru. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. Let me know how you've got on. I really do appreciate your feedback. Tomorrow will be day 13, lucky for some. And we will do I'm going to do some strength building tomorrow. So we might try and do an arm balance, maybe crow pose. We'll see how that goes. And so it'll be a strength building vinyasa where we'll try and use body weight, because we can't get to the gym, to improve tone and muscular definition. I will see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day, people, and take good care of yourselves.